welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and it's Tuesday. It's after when the High Council is supposed to be over. And I'm joined by the lovely, the talented, the driven, dedicated, passionate
evil
Rosetta.
bitch.
I'll let you. Is it wrong that when I look at my intro, that wonderful intro that Cody Sider, the Bass Man, made, you guys should all subscribe to him, that my first thought is that very first clip, the jizzing, the like, so I don't know, that's from my TLJ review. I'm like, oh, you're so young. Look how young and naive and crappy your video quality is. And then we get into the strap yourselves in because we're going to get me. I'm like, that's the Jesse Milestone I know. That's the Jesse Milestone you know, and somehow fell in love with in spite of the yelling and screaming.
I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say? I'm so.
Hail chat! We've got Zach Blackfire. Zach Blackfire was looking in my notebook with my to-do list, and I was like, oh, make the Zach Black. Oh, that's what it was. It was like, I have to make the Zach Blackfire video, but I was going to get my shirt before that. But when I went to Teespring to check out the last like 8,000 times, it was like, you can't check out because I hate you. I'm like, fuck you too, Teespring. And so I went back over there today, and it's like, oh, you can check out now. And I was like, well, thank you for telling me this now. But I was actually just passing through here on my way to 5,000 million other things. But that reminds me now, because I went back into my notes, and my notes were like, make the Zach Blackfire video, you dumb bitch. And I was like, fuck. And now I'm like, ooh, that's why I waited. What was I waiting for? I was like, oh, since I missed your birthday like a jerk off, what was I waiting for? I was waiting for my shirt to come, but I didn't get to order my shirt yet because Teespring was being a cunt. So I got to go order that shirt so that I can get the shirt so that I can make the Zach Blackfire video.
Okay, all really stuck in my brain in that is Teespring, see you next Tuesday, and that she was being a bitch voice. That's all that hit me.
The moral of the story is, I'm sorry, Zach Blackfire. Nate Dogs is here. Been a while since you've been able to catch one live. Well, welcome. I'm glad you are here. We always have a good time with you. Greg Kirby is here. The James Baker is here. Baby Outlaw is here, and that is Sweet Pea, guys. Or you guys aren't allowed to call her that. It's Baby Outlaw now. Montana, Sweet Pea. Apparently, we're effective immediately. I know she can decide when it's effective or when it's not effective. But we were talking earlier about how Sweet Pea is not going to be an everybody nickname. Definitely be a Jesse nickname. And Rob Shlomo, Robot Shlomo. What's up, Rob? How are you? Wonderful to see you. So how is your world? You've got a loving, devoted man. You've got a bunch of
crazy
furries.
Man, but he's fun, and I need to get another kitty at this point just to be the one that break up Athena and Ornery when they fight. Ornery has barely looked at me in a week.
Living up to the name, I see.
No, guilt.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the long and short of this story is simple. Ornery likes to paw me for attention. And you know how cats will do that? They'll pull the paws back like this so they're trying not to claw you, and then they'll like bat at you, try to get you to pay attention to them and stuff. Mm-hmm. She didn't quite get the claw pulled all the way in, and she actually caught the eyeball.
Ooh.
Which I've been going through meds and treatment for and everything else and doctors for the last week with. So it's mostly healed now, but it was really red. I have pictures I could send you.
I remember when I learned, the first time I learned that, like, for regular people, if you get scratched by a cat, you can get, like, crazy sick, parasites, all this shit, like, go to the doctor, all this stuff. It's wild.
There is actually truth in that. It's what became known as the cat scratch fever, which is literally the combination of what they get from fleas and the antibiotics in their tongue can create a toxin.
Fun. Oh yeah.
I've been through it with the cats we rescued as a kid. When my sister's cat hooked me here when I was helping take care of him and bathing him when he got him. It swelled the whole hand up like this within a few hours, literally. And I went through all that back then. But so I had to go through this. I'm washing the eye out and stuff, and as soon as she realized her claw hit me and she saw what she did, she like pulled away and just started sobbing, and she wouldn't look at me for like 3 days at all. And now all she does is like nestle my feet, look at my eye, and then cry and run away. It's like
that's. I mean, at least she knows what you did. So
yeah, I'm sitting there going, I forgive you. It was an accident. And she's like, look at me like, but I hurt you, face. It's like
the craziest one. I wonder if I have that picture on here. I do. Okay, you want to see a really fucked up picture? Once upon a time, Han was like he was in bed at night, snuggling over in the in bed, wanting to love and purr and slobber on my face, and he was like nosing around my eye, and he must have gotten like a piece of dander right in my tear duct. Because then it felt funny for a second, and then it started to feel like itchy, but I just sort of put some, like, washed it a little bit, went to bed, and then I woke up in the middle of the night and my face looked like this. Where is it? Here we
go. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Yeah. So I got this whole situation. Hello, Steve. What do you need? 1 sec here.
Yeah. So yeah, that was when I got an allergen right in my eye, right in the one that you see is mostly swollen shut.
One moment
yeah,
here.
My whole side of my face was up like crazy. Hey! No.
Well done! Bravo! Well done!
Yeah, that's what I meant to do. There we go. Yay!
My insanity. And it's shameless.
Who cares? I got shameless, man.
Right now,
I'd be all over him.
Making tacos. Thank you. Love you.
Oh. Johnny the Whiz Kid says, so Jesse, what kind of dragons are cool? I love wyverns. I actually love a lot of different kinds of dragons. And my face, my fucked up face. I should just make this my avatar here. Wait, how do I do that? Here, I'm gonna just make this my avatar. I figured it out. Okay, where do we do? Okay, brand. Okay, no. Okay, boop 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 boop. Camera, mic settings. Okay, general.
This is the kind of dragon that's cool. This is the kind of dragon that's cool.
Oh, that is fucking cool.
This is the one I painted on my streams a little while ago.
Whoa! That's amazing. Dude.
By the way, if you can kind of see behind me, well, as best as you can in this crappy lighting right now, yeah, those are all things I paint, so.
I love it. So this is something Rosetta and I were talking about behind the scenes, is just like how important is just keep on keeping on, just like keep making stuff, keep doing things, even if it doesn't turn out the way you want, even if you're not quite where you want to be, or you have skills that need refining, need honing, need acquiring. The only way to do it is just keep doing it, keep working on it, keep practicing over and over again, and eventually you fucking paint shit that looks like $1 million fucking bucks. Like nobody's business. Just I can just a thing that Rosetta can just do. It's just that.
Now, to be fair with this, I've been painting and making dragons since back in Job Corps when I was 17. So.
Oh, sure. I mean, I figured this was something you had a great deal of expertise, but that's my point. I
have a box downstairs that's actually got ribbons and trophies I won at different fairs with them before.
When you were 17, if you had showed your 17-year-old self that, would you have believed that you did it?
Probably not, because the first thing I picked up in greenware and ceramic shattered in my hand because I didn't know how to control my strength.
So there you go. I mean, that's it, and you just
it was a whole thing, actually, kind of joking around with it, because we had the art departments where some of us hid at night after shift all the time because, you're in Job Corps, you have a few places to hang out when you're not working, and that's it. And so there's the group of the girls who hung out in the art room all the time with a few of the guys, and we were mostly doing mythical art and shit like that usually. And the girl who was there for like a year before I got there, who taught me how to make dragons, and then we did the state fair about 6 months after she started teaching me, and I beat her and took first in all 3 that we entered.
Makes her feel great, doesn't it?
Actually, that's what she said, is it actually made her feel good because she was a good teacher. It's like, okay.
Aww.
Because I sat
That's
there going,
really-
I'm sorry, because I didn't expect to beat her. And it's like, okay, I'm going,
That is a hallmark of a
because
good teacher, though.
there was that moment of, is she gonna be pissed at me kind of moment.
That is the hallmark of a great teacher. I think that is. There's a woman out here who teaches stage combat, and she auditions against her students for roles and stuff, which, you know, it happens. But she's a fucking cunt about it. Like, I overheard her at an audition talking to somebody else about, like, oh yeah, her student is like not as talented as her, got a role that she was going out for. And I'm like, what a bitch. Like, you should be proud.
You should be happy when you make somebody better at what they do, even if it means you lose something.
Exactly. It's a hallmark of your own success.
But, yeah, this was my little fun the other day. It was started as a stupid thing I was going to do for the whole Inktober thing, which is just literally throwing together this little sketch, which was having fun because, you know, 2 of my favorite characters growing up were Morticia Addams and Jessica Rabbit. And I think if you kind of figure out why with my personality, Morticia's an obvious given as to why she was an icon to me, because there's a whole gothic twisted thing. And that marriage was always an ideal for me. Twisted, violent, insane, but true love. You know,
it really is. That's like that's why that relationship works. Like, and that's why I think the Addams family works, is because at the core of it, it really is like they are a family. They love each other. They care about each other in those pure familial ways that everyone else responds to. And so it allows them to like set this backdrop of weirdness, of macabre.
And with, you know, developing these, having them start growing at 8 freaking years old and dealing with all the stereotypes and stuff, especially before all the meds and the weight gain, and being this at the skinnier point in my life, and having these and all the crap I took from all these supposed feminists, the body type and body shaming.
No, there's no such thing as big-titted women in the real world. They're just figments of men's imagination.
I don't think that works.
You are a misogynistic male fantasy, Rosetta. That's all you are.
You know what's sad is I've actually had feminists tell me that straight out. It's really, and the thing is, taking that crap as a kid, as a teenager, as a preteen, because God forbid I have the chest, and the automatic treatment from other girls, like you're either fake or slutty or you're not as intelligent, all these things was absolutely disgusting and derogatory. And so Jessica always appealed to me because she wasn't this bad girl. She wasn't this troublemaker. She wasn't all these things. She was a devoted wife, and she was intelligent. And there was a whole point of her character was designed to show that she could be absolutely sexy, but that's not all she was. Don't judge her.
It's a really great choice. You get, you know, when we grow up and we realize that, like, she's a deconstruction of a femme fatale. She's like, she is pointedly turning it on its head because at the end of the day, she's a cartoon character. She's meant for children, for a character who's, you know, like a friendly whatever character. And so it's like a really fun reversal. And
if you watched those old Looney Tunes with Droopy the dog and all those that they made in like the 40s through 80s, they always had the redheaded femme fatale that the wolf and Droopy and them were always chasing after. And that's what she was based on.
Yeah.
And so I always was incredibly driven to those 2 characters in my youth. And so, but I had people keep telling me, you should try to do some crossovers and stuff, because we do the goof around with, and unfortunately they're not happening now because his work schedule changed and he doesn't have the days for it now. But we had the whole thing all summer where we were doing the Thursdays where it was me, Mads, and Maki, and different guests who come in, and we were literally, it was the big-chested, foul-mouthed, sex-crazy women with Maki, and they were all drawing sexy characters and stuff, being pervy while we do it, and it was.
I love it.
It was fun, and it was fun, but they tried to get me to do crossovers for so long in it, and I was always nervous too because I really struggle with trying to create some characters with my vision. And this is, okay, they're both similar body types, skinny, demure with some curves to them. They both have that long, straightened hair, that beautiful hair that's just slightly curled enough just to show the body. And they both had that poise and pin and balance in their stance. It's like, well, that's kind of perfect to blend together without actually having to edit a lot. And then you just add a little bit of the like Sin City like colors where it's almost all red and black, and throw a little skin tone in, and you're there.
Yeah. Love it. I want to read this real quick from Johnny the Whiskey. I don't know if you remember me, Jess. We met at Star Wars Con 2 years ago with Jeremy, Anna, Star Wars Girl, Odin, Josiah Rises, the Bullshitters, and we hung out at the bar that night. Awesome. If I saw you, I probably would, because I don't remember the individual names of every. Oh, lucky you! I'm still waiting on mine. Or Jeff's got to finish up his show first. So.
Love you, honey.
I brought him coffee now, and he's got the morning dinner.
One sec.
But I'm sure if I saw your face, I remember exactly who you were, because I met so many. If we had a bar, out of the bar, that I definitely would recognize you if I saw you again. Because I loved everyone that I hung out with. So, dude, what a great time, right? What a different time, unfortunately. But what a fun time. We were all just, there for a common purpose, young, optimistic, ready to go. It was fun. It was such a fun event. It was such a fun way for everyone to come together and to prove in person all of the things that we've all been about since coming together after The Last Jedi. I mean, it's been over a year in the making at that point, of all of us starting our channels, building our channels, growing our channels, coming together, and it was awesome. Johnny the Whiz Kid, well, unfortunately, I guess you missed the big thing that happened. There was some drama over the summer, and Jeremy doesn't talk to me anymore. Put it that way. Jeff and I attended an event that we thought that we were welcome at. We were told in no uncertain terms by one of the co-hosts that we were not. And so it was a 2-part event. We went to day 1, everything was fine. Days later, we went back. We were apparently no longer welcome. And it's that day, even though Jeremy was one of the people welcoming us to the event on the Thursday, on the Saturday, it was made it clear by the other hosts we were not welcome, and Jeremy stood with him. So that's unfortunately how that went down, and he just hasn't spoken to me since. So he's just decided that that's where he's taking his brand and who he's throwing his lot in with, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can't make people stream with me that don't want to stream with me. I can't make people like me that don't like me. I can't stop people from spreading lies about me that want to tell lies about me. All I can do is show up here like I do, make my content, go over on 17 Live, make my content. That's all I can do. So that is what I do. And by the way, 17 Live, if you guys still do enjoy my brand, Captain Robert April, not anymore. Not anymore, as far as I'm aware, because like I said, Zach Blackfire is drunk. Finally, some good news. But any hoozle. Yeah, so here's my 17 Live, which is a great app. I play music on there a lot. We get into some more chatting. And yeah, that's that. So they were pleasant memories, Johnny the Whiskey. And I'm glad you were part of that too. I'm glad you get to be part of those memories as well, because that stuff was special. And it always will be. And it represents something, and many of us in the community still represent those things and still fight for those same things. So, yeah.
And you'll have to forgive me that I'm off camera while I eat. I really don't feel like being on camera for this.
You have a massive plate of very messy food. I would expect nothing less. I personally like to just shove food in my face on camera because I think it's funny, but this is my channel on which to embarrass myself. You can do that on yours.
No.
I do like how it's kind of perfect that that like the drama topic came up right when you were eating. So it's like, oh, I can just handle this one, and then you don't have to worry about it. Boom. You're streaming retro games on Twitch. Cool, Johnny the Whiz Kid. Okay, let me. Is that your name over there as well? If not, send me type what you eat.
Massive plate of food, by the way, is blue corn bison meat Indian tacos. So
yeah, okay, yeah, not making me jealous. Whatever.
I love you, girl. Well, if you ever come meet up with me again, we could always make you some Indian tacos. You can try one of these.
Good. That sounds delicious. Now I gotta say, if where is it now? Now I can't find one of the Anna covers. But for Johnny the Whiz Kid too, it's if I don't know if you missed Jeff relaunched Stealing Solo with a new cover that was painted by Anna, and he also made it. This is the High Council variant, but it has like a bunch of the Phantom Menacers on it. It's a really, really cool composition. I have a here. I have a teeny tiny version in sticker form. But you can get a sense this was the new cover. So there is this really, it's funny because it's like this came out. Yeah, here, Johnny the Whiz Kid. Actually, let me go ahead and mod you on the back end so you can send us links so you can do that and stuff too, since you're legit. I assume you're probably not going to take advantage of this privilege. So yeah, I'll add you as moderator so you can drop your link if anyone wants to check out retro gaming over there. By all means, go check out Johnny the Whiz Kid. But yeah, so there is this piece of artwork commissioned and sketched out by Jeff, painted by Anna, that is in a Phantom Menace collection. The sad thing is when this project was started, there were plans to, if it did well, people were into it, do part 2 to include, people who came later, people like Rosetta, people like Justin, people like Mary, a whole bunch of new people, but then that event happened, so that will never happen. So, but now at least we got this one out. It's like, all right, now it fell apart, so now that's the memory. So there is a piece of merch put there, and Jeff will have some residual extras from the campaign that he will be making available. So there is something nice out there that people can have. And thank you so much, Greg Kirby. You're better off without them. Thank you. Thank you for being here and being so supportive all of the time. I appreciate you and everybody who's. Some of you agree with me, some of you don't. Rosetta we were just talking before we came on to stream about how Rosetta's first interactions with me were, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And she would write these long comments on my videos explaining to me exactly why she thought I was dead ass wrong about everything that I said. Yeah, I mean, you in person, you have your fellow content creator, you seem trustworthy. And then this way you can spam us with your Twitch links. We can all find you.
That was always a lot of fun, being a very thoughtful troll of you. And then I'd been doing that about a month, and then I saw you were live, and I come in, and you were so fucking drunk that night. And I was like trying to fuck with you from chat.
Oh my god!
And after about 10 or 12 comments where I just said weird shit to try and make you get confused while you were drunk, you just made some basic comment like, "I'm drunk. What do you want from me, woman?"
Yeah, sounds about right. So Johnny the Whiz Kid's chat, Twitch is right posted in there. You guys can all go join. I'm gonna make sure I pop that link open over here so I can do this thing. Yay! Huzzah! All right. Yeah, look at that. All right, so
I swear I will hit the topics and I will do the serious chat with her as soon as I finish stuffing my face.
we have like a topic. And what's serious chat? The serious chat channel. I don't believe in serious things. We're never serious here. So it is the season for Halloween. I'm talking words. Why can't I words? Oh yeah, I'm talking to Kelly about doing some Jedi Bunny about exploring some potentially haunted areas in LA leading up to it.
There's another girl I miss like fuck.
She was on the matriarchy last week. She's okay. So fun fact, the fun thing I thought about her while we were starting the stream, because I put the countdown on. Now, see, the thing is that the 30-second countdown that starts at the beginning of the stream with that fun little bouncy music. So I watch backstage because for those who don't know, who haven't used StreamYards before, when you're in the green room, if you control the chat, you can see everybody who's backstage. If you don't, all you see is yourself. So you don't know what anyone else is up to back there, but I have eyes on everybody. So when we go back into the 30-second countdown, I watch to see who else is dancing along to the countdown. And if they don't, I assume that they're, let's put it this way. If you dance to the countdown, you're probably not a serial killer. If you don't, I'm not sure.
Wait, I don't dance to that countdown.
What?
I had music going.
Sure you did. It just so happened that you immediately started to sway to the music right when I started the countdown, in time to it, and then stop when we switched.
Honey, I was dancing the whole time, you crazy chick.
And Kelly did not, though. Kelly did not. So that's she might be. But then again, if you know anything about Jedi Bunny, it won't surprise you to find that she might be a serial killer. So, yeah.
It's always the quiet ones you least expect. That's why I have to watch Steve. I mean,
yeah. What is okay? I'm checking. What is this? What am I reading about here? I'm reading about the Woes of Stephanie little page because I see that I always get caught up in my chat. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Sounds like a bunch of BS, but if there's any,
her and Robert have been going through a lot of stuff.
Captain Robert says, I'd just like to say that if we ever meet up, I have a couple of swords handy. I need to spar. Dude, I was like, Kai the other day is like, hey, we should meet up soon because he lives not too far away now. He's like, I got some equipment we should, like, for punching, like Krav style. He's like, we should spar. Dude, everybody badly needs to get that out somehow, whether it's fists or swords or whatever.
I just want to point out, be careful when you get that stuff out because okay, little story back to when me and Steve were dating. I was fresh out of wrestling at that point because I did wrestling through Job Corps high school age and part of the beginning of college.
Yeah. We
were dating and stuff, and I was teaching him to wrestle like I did. And that was the night, he was getting a little fresh while wrestling, and I ended up getting a knee in the face at one point, which cracked the nose, and then I ended up getting a ball to the nose the next day in volleyball, which shattered it. So
once I wanted to be like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, so I told my brother to throw a stick at my face so I could try to cut it out of the air with this other stick, and he threw it directly at my face, and I still have a scar on my lip from it.
Well, my lip scar, and that was because me and my sister decided to use metal tent poles to try to reenact the cliff scene in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
That doesn't go over well.
No, it does not. Now, since then, I've acquired a great deal of sword using expertise to the point where I actually probably could cut that stick out of midair now. Like, that's a thing that I like. It's fencing training. You do like weird ninja training sometimes. You're like, okay, throw a bunch of objects at me and I will hit them out of the air with my saber. And now I will also learn how to take 3 coins, throw them up into the air, and catch them 1, 2, 3 before they land. Like a weirdo. Like, for some reason, you just gotta like Mr. Miyagi that shit to learn how to be a good fencer. It's reaction times. All that stuff.
Johnny, I saw Within in person during their last tour, which was based on a sci-fi interstellar war saga they did for that album. I also actually have some art pieces I've been doing in favor of them, but I can give a little thing to that, Johnny, is that they actually did one of my favorite Christmas songs, which is Gothic Christmas.
Oh.
Which is actually them doing a growling goth-style Christmas song making fun of the goth tropes for Christmas and talking about Santa wearing a red dress and Rudolph turning into a Dark Lord and stuff like that. It's fucking hilarious.
That sounds amazing. That sounds absolutely amazing. So Zach Blackfire says, Bowties are cool, changed my mind. I know there's a lot of responses to the title so far. Can anyone figure out what the title is actually a reference to? Rosetta obviously knows because we talked about what we talked about backstage. It's pretty on the nose. But yes, Zach Blackfire says bow ties are cool. I'm inclined to agree. But let's see. I don't know what's that, but table that because Sweepy reminded me that we have a much more pressing matter to I don't know take down at this time to uncover words. Rosetta, how do you feel about the Charmin bears? Little Charmin toilet paper bears.
Creepy little bastards that need shot for meat. I mean,
so do you think they should be canceled?
Yes.
Oh, well then you'll love this petition because there's a legitimate petition to have them canceled.
Okay, I'm making fun of them, and I do think they look creepy, but for fuck's
Remove
sake,
the Charmin bears from all media and classify as offensive content.
How many drugs are these people on?
The Charmin bears are a detriment to American society and should be removed from all easily accessible media and labeled as offensive content. To the average viewer, they may appear as cute and friendly, even a relatively normal bear family. However, below I have listed a number of atrocities and disturbances they have perpetrated on American air that prove otherwise.
Do they want to discuss the other ads that have been out there for freaking toilet paper where they have like the freaking frog thing that they joke has been watching you in the bathroom and shit like that? I think that's creepier. That's somebody who always hated the Charmin bears.
Do you want to read these arguments for why these bears are offensive to American society? Because I'm really fucking curious now. And thank you. Shout out to Baby Outlaw. She is the one who brought this to my attention. It's perfect for tonight. It's perfect for tonight, by the way, because I'll just show you real quick. I don't know if you guys saw my Karen Bears shirt.
See,
it's the Karen Bears.
The difference is when I say that shit, I'm making fun of things and I'm not serious.
You see my Karen Bears, Rosetta? I got my Speak to the Manager bear. There's the hashtag bear, and there's the World Revolves Around Me bear. See? The Karen Bears. Huzzah.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to post that picture. I actually have the freaking picture of this purple-haired Karen who literally is standing out of her car lecturing the other drivers on how to drive to the point where she's blocking the intersection at the green light. This is a real thing. I took a picture of myself the other day.
That shit makes me so mad. That shit just like makes my blood boil.
She decided to try to argue with me too after I very loudly told her exactly what she was as I went around it. So then she decided to try to argue with me later. That did not go well for her. She ran away pretty quick when she actually saw me.
Good. All right. Let's number one, ass inspection. Do I come into your home with a magnifying glass and judge you based on how much toilet paper you have on your ass? No, I don't. Why don't I? Because it's rude and completely asinine. No pun intended. Ass inspection is completely normalized in the so-called bear society, and I, for one, do not want my children thinking that it's okay to inspect people's asses. The Romans did not invent the sewage system so that we could sit around all day guessing whether or not we have some of it left between our cheeks.
Fine, let's use a hat family. That way we can actually just see them licking each other. I mean,
fucking Karen wrote this petition. What is your name? Carly. No, change your name to Karen. Change your name to Karen. Eco-terrorism. What? In one commercial, the little boy uses an entire roll of toilet paper to absorb all the water in a lake so he can eat fish. This level of environmental exploitation goes well beyond the tragedy of the commons. Obviously, this little bear wants the fish so he can just shit and use more toilet paper. He harbors absolutely no regret or remorse for destroying an entire habitat.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, what the fuck? This is the actual funniest shit I've ever read. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please, somebody tell me this was put up as a petition as a spoof, not seriously.
Sweepy, I'm gonna make a point to refer to you as Baby Outlaw so people know that it's you. But thank you. Matt Deckard. Buy flushable wipes. Easy answer. That's what I want to know. I want to know if this Carly Karen bitch has proposed any solutions to the Charmin problem or if she's just full of complaints. All right, shall we continue? Outdated representations of gender. This had to be coming. The Charmin bear family consists of 3 males and 2 females. How can you tell the difference, you ask? Easy. Each female has a delicate pink-colored bow on her head. This is all well and good if we were living in the 1960s. If these bears put even 5% of how much they love shooting and wiping their asses into developing some distinguishing traits, these commercials might actually just be a little more tolerable. Stop slapping a bow on everything just to make it the feminine version on something else. It's boring and outdated. Dude!
Can I? Okay, I have to add a true story to this one just because. Okay, broke ass family didn't have shit. I was coming back from dealing with all the testing and probes and stuff glued in my hair and shit, dealing with the seizures, all the fun, horrible stuff. And Granny had scrounged together and found one place where they had one stuffed bear that was for sale. One. Which was supposed to be this little male bear with this bow stuck to the neck, which I cut off and resewed to the head to make it a woman. When I was about 5-6 years old.
Well, so that's clearly evidence of your participation in the patriarchy. So,
how my sex life is evidence of that. I mean,
there you go.
My avatar is evidence of that, for fuck's sakes.
Shall we continue?
Let's go for it.
4, fecal obsession. I'm just going to come right out and say it. The bears are obsessed with their own shit. It'd be one thing if these were normal bears, but these are anthropomorphic bears. These bears are smart enough to use scientific theory for testing which toilet paper is best suited for their precious assholes. The bottom line is they know what they're doing. So is this conscious obsession a kink or an addiction? I honestly don't know, but I certainly don't want it in my home. This is either the best written satire or the saddest person who's ever lived.
And it's hard to tell which, actually, in today's society. I sit there and go out there and stuff on Babylonian Bee and The Onion is more truthful than half the shit in the media anymore.
That's okay. So this was actually
you can't even do satire of these people.
So Matt Deckard has my fucking response. You assume the pink bow is a girl, but bow bear is a girl. Exactly. How do you fucking know, huh?
Sexist,
you're the asshole assuming the bear's gender.
Sexist! You sexist pigs, you!
Maybe it's a fucking dude bear who likes to wear pink and bows and shit like that, and you're the fucking problem, Carly. Huh? Did you ever fucking think of that, you dumb bitch? No, you didn't. You're a dumb bitch, Carly Karen. Fucking Karen Carly.
Mm-hmm.
Join the Karen Bears.
Hi, Darius. And hi, Hacks, by the way.
That's your punishment, is you're going to get turned into a fucking Karen Bear, you dumb cunt. Oh, by the way, Rosetta, did you notice people can just type swear words into the chat now? Like, that's a thing. Like, yeah, if people type, it'll show up right now, and I can highlight it and bring it on the thing. They just don't censor stuff anymore. I don't know if like some law got passed or something because we were on TV, we were watching TV, we were watching Hard like the middle of the day on USA.
I don't know. I haven't been able to stream much in a while because of the stuff I've been dealing with Richard and work and stuff. So
check this out, chat. Type a bunch of swear words right now. Just swear. Fucking swear in the chat. Do it. It's my favorite. I'm gonna be so sad if it stops though. If I'm like, oh, we are typing. It's not showing up. Because nothing's shown up yet. So I hope they haven't caught back up. Because it was like, nope, yep, okay, there we go. So I just saw assholes right here. True fact, did you know when a human is gestating, the anus forks first, so secretly we're all assholes? Shit. There, see? I told you, it works. You can swear. All right, cowardice. I'm ready. These commercials often depict a blue paste-like substance.
I think it has a limit.
To being wiped off a surface with the toilet paper to show how effective it is. Examples of surfaces used in the past are someone's inner arm and an apple. Although unspoken, it is obvious that this blue paste is supposed to represent feces. These bears love their toilet paper, shitting and looking at asses so much. Why won't they prove how effective Charmin is on a real ass? What exactly is it are they hiding? It's like an evil trick to put out on the viewer. They make you think so hard about assholes with their clever tactics, but never show you one because that would be the one thing proving their malcontent towards the public.
How about you just bend over and show us your asshole, and we'll show you what you can shove up at you, tight-wadded, stick-up-ass bitch.
By the way, guys, I always
By the
have
way,
time
hi,
for
Hex
swearing.
Allen.
What's up, Hex Allen? By the way, I have all the time in the world. Anytime people type swear words in my chat, I'm still excited by it. So, twat fucks, nice. Shit fire. Because they can't show a real ass on national TV. See, that's Baby Outlaw knows the
But
answer.
how
to your
come that
your
you...
query.
Wait. If they can't show real ass on national TV, how come we're allowed to see fucking political speeches?
Ha! Touche. I
Just
feel like I'm
saying.
looking into it. I do feel like I'm looking directly into an asshole when that happens.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking time to read through this petition. It is my hope that we can all work together to stop the Charmin Bears from spreading their grotesque fecal worshipping ideology. There is truly no place for it in our society. Okay. Reasons for signing. Nothing Charmin about them bears. Put them down. Exile these bears so I can live with my skid marks in peace. They killed my mother. Hashtag worried and petrified for our children. Ah! Oh my God. I didn't enjoy the go. All I'm saying is the Bears have been awfully silent since the toilet paper shortage of March 2020. Almost like they have something to hide, perhaps. Oh my God. I'm gay, and I would like a gay bear in the Charmin lineup. Someone just wrote Black Lives
That's the
Matter.
pink bow is the fucking gay guy. I mean,
It caused my divorce. These bears need to be exiled for their detrimental effects to society and my marriage. Oh, good. So literally everyone who's signing it is trolling. I hope that the author is also trolling. Let's see. I'm signing because this is either written by the world's greatest satirist
troll.
or the world's saddest person. And even so, everyone needs a handout. And in that case,
Jesse, what do you think Hex drew here?
someone needs a handout. Sign this petition. I'm signing it just so I can comment on it, which I'm pretty sure is the entire reason why everyone else has signed it. What do we have here?
These were done by Hex Allen. And they're based on me and my wrestling time.
Wow. Those are phenomenal.
Smart ass Hex!
That is awesome.
He's in back going, ooh, birdie.
Yeah.
That
is awesome. Oh, those turned out so cool. Oh.
I had to show that off because, well, he's in chat, and I like to try to brag at my friends and get them more business.
For the troops.
Yep,
do
the
it.
Troops.
All right, do it.
And we have me on big screen with this cleavage. It's kind of demented.
We are also here today to brag you up, by the way, too. So, guys, oh my God, I'm gonna share with you guys. I'm gonna share the Charmin petition in the chat here. So, if you guys would like to add your 2 cents to why we need to remove these fecal worshipping monsters from our society, by all means, share the love. Share the love. Look, lewdness is awesome, but when I'm asked by Jesse to be obscene, I will do it. So basically, you'll do it all of the time because you like it. But if I'm asking, then you'll definitely do it because then it's just like double win. So speaking of showing off your friends,
everything is lewd.
There you go. Speaking of showing off your friends and their accomplishments, by the way, there's a really specific reason why I asked Rosetta to be on the comeback this week of all weeks. In addition to just being way overdue to stream with this bitch again, she did something awesome. She did something rather awesome, and that is launch her very own merch store. And I has put so many hours into it already, making it fucking incredible. And if you weren't sure if you would have enough choices, you do. If you weren't sure you'd have enough tits, you do. So this also, I'm going to drop this. I just say I'll drop this link in the chat as well, and then I'll let you talk a little bit about it, and we'll take a look through.
Well, I just started this about 2 weeks ago. I actually just got the first posts and messages from the first couple of buyers who got their stickers and stuff they ordered. So there's that. And 49 working on the 50th. I'm doing things from my artwork to my different photography and stuff, and I'm doing them all in sets. And they do ask on this website that if it's either underwear or has nip slips or any nudity, that you lock it as mature content. So even some of them that aren't necessarily what would get on trouble on stream, I have to lock them because they're in their underwear or nearly showing and stuff like that.
Well, if there's anyone you want me to show up to highlight, I can pull up something.
Oh, heck, that's sad.
What did heck say?
He says he was banned by Redbubble. I
Oh,
don't know how,
shit.
because they allow more adult stuff than most of these seller sites do.
Weird. That's weird.
But if you want to go look, okay. It's up to you if you want to brave taking the mature label off. I mean, you already have nudity in your image you use in the openings anyway, so.
No, I don't.
Well, kind of. That mannequin you use.
Which mannequin?
For that little weird trailer open picture you use for a lot of your streams.
Yeah, there isn't anything naked in it. Well, I'll pull it up right now and look. Now I'm curious because like, there's nothing remotely naked in the intro. The one that I played at the beginning of the stream?
No. Yeah, the picture you use. I always thought the girl looked naked.
The background of this?
Yeah.
There's no people in the background of this.
No, I'm saying it's a nude mannequin. It's the same basic
there
thing.
There isn't a mannequin.
No. Fuck. Oh, fuck.
There isn't.
Not shit.
This picture?
Fucking hell. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not human, but there's semi-nude is what I was saying. So
no, there's a fucking dolphin and a snake. There's nothing remotely.
No, I wasn't talking about that one. Fucking hell.
I don't have any mannequins or anything remotely naked in anything. I'm just trying to figure out what you're talking about now because I'm just like I don't have anything naked.
The one you always had with the little barbecue by the trailer court that you had for the opening of some of your streams. So
my banner. You're talking about my YouTube.
Yeah.
Banner. That's just my YouTube banner.
Yeah.
So
my point is you already tread that line anyways by saying it's a mannequin anyways.
Oh, but that's art. No, it's not a mannequin. That's art. That's an art installation. Yeah. It doesn't count. It's art. Legitimately though, no, that is a photograph of an actual art installation from like a sculpture park. They do
you gotta remember, I get very ditzy in trying to explain myself. So
I was just like,
but no, that's my point. Is
mannequin?
You have that.
Those are straight pictures of naked people. Yeah, there's a fucking bush on that shit. Yeah. Oh no, that's trust. Like I think it's hilarious. No, yeah, that's. I'll bring up that picture. Let me see if I can get a good quality. Where's that? Fucking.
That's what I was saying because you already tried that. It's art, so it's acceptable pushing YouTube on that, anyways. It's up to you if you want to push it on my shop.
Dude, I don't ask for permission. I don't even ask for forgiveness. I just do it and I say, you have a problem with this? Go fuck yourself, YouTube. I don't give a shit what you think about me. Oh yeah, no, I think that's hysterical. I have never gotten in trouble. I've never gotten a single issue, anything, any whatever blowback from that. But yeah, if you look at that, it's a picture of let me see if I might have to just pull
my camera's being really bitchy right now and defocusing like every 5 seconds.
It does not look as bad on my end as it probably does to you because
it's not bad in between. It's just that when it defocuses, it goes really fuzzy.
It's that little fudge thing and drives you fucking crazy because you feel like you're having a moment of vertigo in it.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. All right.
You gotta realize me and Jesse have this way of talking to each other where half the time we confuse each other, and the other half of the time we're arguing with each other, and yet we're good.
Well, it's like. I mean, part of it, it's like we're usually so on the same page with stuff too. It's like we're usually like, all right, yeah, I get you. That it's like, wait, I don't get you. Wait, what the? So it's like in the moments.
That's the thing that goes crazy with us. Is like when we talking what the fuck are we talking about, and then we're back to what the fuck, and then
you're like intro video. This I'm like, I've never had mannequins in a video anywhere. I'm like,
I was trying to explain the thing that they always show at the opening of your streams and stuff when you set them up because of
thumbnail. Yeah, I'll share this with you right here now. Yeah, because I'll definitely pull the privacy thing off and we'll take a good hard look at all the nipples and YouTube can get pissed and delist my stream if it wants to. I don't give a fuck. Badass.
That was Makine's drawing of me as a wrestler that he did on
Thursday. Do you know Angela Straven?
Yes.
Okay, because he used to be a backyard wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
I
if you
did traditional, high school
Oh, like
style.
for like that. Okay, because he did like backyard pro
Yeah.
wrestling, so he had like a character and a gimmick and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm the one that will sit there and argue that I'll argue against pro wrestling not because I don't think that they're athletic, but because it's not by definition of the term wrestling and where it came from wrestling. It needs to be given its own term. But that's the argument I'll make with it. It needs its own term because it's not truly wrestling, but it is athletic.
I actually agree with that. It's really like it's like a mixed martial arts show is what pro wrestling really is.
It's closer. It is actually closer to mixed martial arts than wrestling.
Yeah, because like wrestling is all like pretty much grappling. And it's not all on the ground, but it's all like close quarters. You're not blows. You're not doing blows. You're not doing strikes. You're certainly not flipping off turnbuckles. You're not really jumping around and doing like moves. You're not really doing kicks. You're not doing stuff like that. You're really just trying to pin the other person to the mat. It's the grappling part that does, end up in pro wrestling. But Hex Helen Comics says you're talking about
Hex, you may be into anal shit. I'm not.
I mean, to be fair, the anal is the theme of the night. So Rosetta just couldn't stop thinking. That's why she has to show all of her wrestling pictures now, because she started thinking about asses so much because of the Charmin Bears and their obsession with buttholes. So there you go. But yeah, so the picture that Rosetta's talking about, for anybody who hasn't come across this, because for everyone who still is in the dark about what fucking naked people we're talking about, you'll see this is the banner this is like the background banner on my YouTube channel. So not only is this like in some of my videos, but like this is actually just the banner on my channel all of the time. So there's a sculpture park. They do this big sculpture festival on this island in New Zealand in the spring or summer, whenever I was there. Summer, yeah, but summer for them is January. So and they just get these giant, like humongous art installations all over the island. They're really cool too. I actually can scroll through a couple of these pictures and show you some of the other ones if you guys are curious. So these are actually not mannequins. It's a really cool display because they look like they're three-dimensional. They're actually like cardboard cutout style. Like there's just like wooden prop-ups that are just like photographically rendered to, be a little scene of the neighbors coming over to the new trailer family, and to find that if you can see like on the faces, let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. They're absolutely scandalized. I can't. The guy is like super uncomfortable. The woman is like, what the fuck is going on? And this couple here is just rocking it full nude. She's got bush galore. And that is the background for We Have Bush. Yep. That was Baby Outlaw's first. Manny has a bush. Yeah. So yeah. This is the background. Bush confirmed.
My whole point was that you already have this up, so if you want to take the manual content.
The point is that I'm not going to be too concerned about pulling off the privacy screen when there's a fucking full-on photorealistic bush sitting on the homepage of my channel all the fucking time.
That's what I was getting at. So I was just saying, you want to just tell it to let you see all the mature content and stuff on mine, because half of that shit's not even anything to worry about on any channel.
But that was a fun aside. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So how do I tell it to do that?
Usually when on most sites, if it says mature content, you click on it and it'll ask you if you want to view the mature content on the page or not.
Display mature content. Ooh.
That one I have to, because technically part of one of the nipples is out of the dress.
It's just an areola, let's be real.
No, actually, if you look closely at it, it's both, because you have a little bit of the areola and you have the hard spot in the middle. Yeah.
You got the whole nip in there.
I'm very known for throwing a lot of nip slips into my artwork and a lot of nudes in it, so...
This is a great like stock photo for like, here's how awesome this will look on you having this gorgeous chick on your water bottle.
No, they have a really good program for showing you how all this stuff will look.
That's really nice. Not everything does that. Some of them too will put them on like some things have templates for like models that are really heinous and bad. It's like just the shirt doesn't. They don't texture the shirts well at all.
But if you go into each item here, let's go down a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's go down. Go to the military one. They're saluting at the top, just slightly up a little. Up. Or yeah, one of those two military. Because the alternate ones I did with the white background, I could fit more into them. I'm trying to describe it. One of the two with the white background is what I was looking for. But yeah, that too. Look at that for a mouse pad. That is one of the ones that Maki drew that I colored.
That looks awesome. That's really
and the background around her was done with paint. All of the color on her outfit was actually just done with colored pencils. So,
wow, you're really, really good with colored pencil. I mean, obviously, but like that's.
But yeah, one of these two that have the white background, yeah, her. That's fine. You scroll down here, and it'll actually tell you a little further down to view all the different items that's available on.
Very cool.
And holy crap, also available on, and you just click the design on this many products.
So then you can
it'll actually show you. Yeah, there's a little tab at the bottom that says view this design on plus products. You just click that, it'll show you the whole page of them.
There you go.
And you can just see it's at like all kinds of stuff they put it on for different ways.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And yeah, it's the thing I love about this site, and you scroll further down, is that there's so many things that are very distinct and absolutely fun with it.
Yeah.
But it's actually got the things you get, like you got the skins and sleeves and those things, and yeah, you get all that. You come down here further though, and you get some crazy shit they have available. Okay. Framed artworks, metal prints, photographic prints, postcards, posters, tapestries, wall mount prints, acrylic blocks, clocks, coasters, comforters, shower curtains.
Wow.
This site is freaking badass.
That's awesome.
You got like a drawstring bag there, and the tote bags and mugs and pins and all kinds of stuff here.
Wow. So it's redbubble.com. That is good to know. Ooh, that apron's really cool. That's a great print for it too.
I love these girls when they have the clean background like this on the books here. Just pop on a bright book, so it looks like an old book, and it's just got that.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, like on the hardcover journal. That looks really cool. Wow.
So each item I go through it. Yeah, that one I intentionally shifted up so the boobs were the focus of the mug. I'm not gonna lie.
This one's really neat. That's a great composition for a product. The important parts. Focus on the important parts. Boom.
And
so how long did it take you to how long does it take you to put one listing together?
It can take a good hour to list these usually, because I'm sitting there shifting and positioning stuff and picking how I want it and stuff.
Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah,
so this site represents...
James Baker just did just got a couple little things off it for it.
Very cool.
He said it in chat, but I also just got the notice, so.
Nice! Awesome!
They're technically, they don't have body pillows available, but they do have throw pillows and floor pillows, and I've been making those of all my girls, so you still got some pillows where you got some close-up of those boobs to cuddle. Just saying.
Love it. Boobs for life. And as you can see clearly, there's some art prints on here as well, snuck in there. Beautiful bison.
My photography, I had to throw some in.
I see a swan.
Yeah, I was just, if you scroll that, and just getting the red pandas there. The swan set I put up for the first swan set are all trumpeter swans from Lily Lake, which means they are the rarest swan in the world and only a few thousand in existence. They were down at one point under 100 known in existence.
Huh.
And they migrate through here. The main lake that they use for migration is about half hour, 45 minutes from the house here.
Wow.
So I actually have photos of them, but they are about 30% bigger than mute swans. And they're also a very docile swan breed.
Oh, That's just a beautiful, beautiful photograph. Love the light. That's gorgeous. Um, what was I gonna? Oh, did you hear that? Did you see that really sad article about all the animals they're declaring extinct this year?
No.
They're declaring like 23 different species extinct.
You see the that sucks. See the top there with the collections? You click My Eagles, it'll show the set of eagles all together.
Oh.
And mute swans are mean. Trumpeters are not. They're very docile. And you can see here you got 5 of my eagles from different places. Spirit, one of the ones down at Coralville, went out standing on there. You've even got the Bottler eagle from down in Kansas City there. And the one you see there, My Eagle 1, devoured fish, as it's called, because it was had a huge fish that just pulled out of the river while it was sitting there, that's sitting on top of, was actually the first eagle photos I ever took. We came around the corner, it was sitting in the field right beside us.
That's just amazing.
And that's what actually started all the eagle work and what I've become. So that picture is a big piece of my past.
That's fantastic. That's great. Well, it's available right there. Matt Deckard says, Google body form ad blue water. Okay.
Like I said, Zach, most species of swans trumpeters are extremely docile compared to them, and they are more docile than most other waterfowl. They also don't like to be in large crowds for very long, so they will migrate together, but as soon as they're migrated, they split into just sets of 2 and find their own little ponds everywhere. But you go up to those things at the pond, and they're either very bashful or they'll just sit beside you quietly. They are really demure compared to other swans.
So the Charmin, that Charmin petition we read may have been satire, but this is real. I wonder if the petition was a response to something like this. This is real. Body form advert replaces blue liquid with red blood. Okay. Body form has become the first brand in the UK to feature sanitary pads stained with red liquid rather than blue in its adverts. Parent company Essity says it wants to confront taboos surrounding periods. The firm says research found 74% of people wanted to see more honest representation in adverts. Body form's
not a fucking bleeding out your twat!
Right? Like,
fuck's sakes!
Honest doesn't mean looking at period blood. Like, how is this
not make you want to look at a period blood? It means let's not make this fucking big, fancy, elegant sandwich and serve you fucking flattened shit in the restaurant.
Okay. We can all agree that periods are a natural, normal part of a woman's life. So are boobs. But if we show naked boobs, we consider that to be mature content. So if we show fucking period blood, like, what?
You smart ass.
Since the beginning of time, do we all honestly believe that every single liquid used in a paper towel commercial is the only acceptable color of spill used for those paper towels to clean up? Like, it's a
okay.
What?
Have you dealt with the segment of the third waivers who are against sanitary napkins because they complain that being ashamed of or trying to hide your blood from your period is anti-woman and stuff like that because it's a natural body cycle, and it's like, yes, so is pissing and shitting. You don't run around doing it on your clothes.
Exactly. Like, normalizing periods are fine, but shoving, like, this is where our society is so fucking broken and stupid, is we think normalizing something means gratuitously shoving it in everyone's face. That's like, okay, gay couples, that's a normal thing. That doesn't mean that every single couple everywhere has to be gay, and we have to make sure that every single child is exposed to gay couples all the time, every day.
Nor does it mean that you need... Okay, my issue with how they handle a lot of the different sexualities in entertainment, and this even goes to people with like me who are into more, how shall we say, taboo lifestyles in different forms, whatever they may be. There's a difference between politely saying these things exist or shoving them in children's entertainment and then making it in your face with it.
Exactly.
I don't even want straight couples in your face with it. There's a difference between showing the parents in the background and having them give each other a peck on the cheek or something, or a little kiss, versus suddenly we have to deal with this kid's got gay parents in this show, and even though the show's for like 5-year-olds, why do they have to make out in the middle of it next to the kid?
Exactly.
What the fuck is going on?
Think about it. When we wanted as a society to normalize interracial couples, you started seeing interracial couples show up in movies, in television, in commercials. You didn't necessarily have to see them fuck. So when you want to normalize gay couples, you don't have to see them fuck. If you're too young to understand what fucking is, then you're too young to understand what gay fucking is. Period. Like,
yes. Now, this goes into something I deal with in town here.
That's like, oh, it's like you're taking it the wrong way. Like, oh, it's not R-rated just because it's gay. Like, correct. Two men holding hands is not any more R-rated than a man and a woman holding hands. However, you're taking it the wrong way, and you're extrapolating it to mean that nothing gay is explicit, could possibly be R-rated or this. And it's like, no. If the heterosexual version is too explicit for that audience, then the gay version is the exact fucking same level of too explicit for that audience. Not more too explicit, but certainly not fucking less.
I have a true story for you for my interactions in town here and a group of my friends I'm involved with.
Let me read this super chat real quick.
Okay.
We've been waiting for a while. Matt Deckard, thank you so much. A close friend of mine is a sister who was in Glow. I was in Love. We will do another live soon. I miss you, Matt Deckard. Also, does this friend's sister ever want to like do a stream about it? Because Jeff loves that show. So, anyway.
But he is pretty much as you would say in most ways a very stereotypical flamboyant left-wing gay guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so are most of his friends. And we've gotten in debates and arguments about sexuality, where government and marriage and all that gets into, and we get along fine after those discussions. We don't agree on half of the shit we say during it, but we have the discussions and debates. But he also heads a local group that protests the pride parades for two reasons, as he cited them. A, he will never be accepted if he walks down the main street and celebrates the sexuality and love of his straight friends. And B, because most of the pride parades, in his words, are thinly veiled excuses to be lewd in front of children.
Yeah, it's kind of like an either or, you know? It's like, okay, do you want to live in a society that doesn't stigmatize what this is? Okay, well then when you celebrate it, it's like people want so hard to fight against the stereotypes, but when the pride parades come out, the people out there actually celebrating, the actual gay people out there celebrating are embodying those stereotypes, are utilizing an opportunity.
I'm sorry. I've been to pride parades in multiple states. I've seen them. And every time I've seen them, they're over the top stereotypes of drag men. There's half naked people everywhere. There's people around in bondage gear. There's people doing sexual things to each other in the street in front of children. So every single one I've seen.
So here's the thing. The reason I got to tell you exactly why this happens. Pride Parade was always a thing in LA. Like, it's only become this big thing everywhere, and Pride Month and Pride Parade, blah, blah, blah. The Pride Parade is a long-standing tradition in WeHo. And there were a few here and there, but it was never this big thing for every fucking city to have a Pride Parade. The whole Pride Parade idea originally, yes, celebrating, fighting for gay rights, celebrating, that, blah, blah, blah. But, it was always understood that it was an excuse for all the gay guys in WeHo, which is literally nicknamed Little Boys Town, to go out and dance around in their underwear. And, that was okay, though, because it was okay, we are purposefully designing this event that is about us celebrating being gay by dancing down the street in our underwear. Cool. No problem. But then you have fucking society trying to act like pride parades are the pinnacle of promoting gay society in your culture. And it's no, they're really actually intended to just be giant gay parties for people to dance around being gay and celebrating being gay. So So why, when you start to add all this bullshit, disingenuous activism into it, then exactly, then you get these messages that don't make sense anymore, and then it just becomes about, parading giant cocks in front of, trying to prove that somehow shiny speedos are kid friendly attire. So,
Yeah,
good
and
night,
see,
Johnny the Whiz Kid. I'm glad you stopped in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. This is
most people here, especially your chat, I'll be honest, most of YouTube at this point that knows me knows I am very openly sexual stuff. I am, as long as we're having the discussions here and not out in front of children and stuff, I am all about, let's have more open discussions about sexuality. Let's discuss fetishes. Let's discuss the things people have made as taboo, because that's how we avoid the negative things that can happen to people because they don't know and don't understand. Especially when it comes to fetish, and that stuff that I'm into. The girls who don't know, the girls who don't find out young enough the difference between an actual relationship versus the abuse and the predators who seek them out.
Yeah. Well,
there's a reason why socially and societally the amount of survivors in that community isn't even close to any other community. Male or female submissives have a, depending on area, 80 to 90% abuse and sexual abuse rate, because they don't learn, because everything's tabooed in that fetish. And especially as girls, you tell somebody, especially in your teen years, that that's where you're leaning towards, that you want to submit to that level. The first thing they do is treat you like you're wrong, you're a traitor, you're a sellout, you're an insult to feminism, or something's wrong in your head.
Yep.
And they make you so ashamed you won't talk to anyone about it. And so there's a fine line here. We do need to have more open discussion and less shaming people for sexualities and stuff like that. But
there's a time and a place.
Not where kids are.
It's a time and a place. It's like if the basic version, if the basic Birds and the Bees version is too mature for the children, then any other more complex or any other version, even if it's equally as complex or less, or not, as long as it's not less, is not appropriate for children. Now, funny, actually, it's funny you said about submissives. I actually have a friend who's a submissive. This friend Rosetta would make you look vanilla. I
don't know. There's some things I haven't even told you, but
Rosetta, this friend would make everything you've told me sound appropriate for children by comparison. So I'm sure there are secrets that you haven't told, but trust me. Trust me. And she was the one who helped me become aware that actually in a submissive dominant relationship, a submissive really has more power, because the submissive
is actually true, because the whole purpose in that kind of relationship is the doms are obsessed with trying to make the submissive happy.
Exactly.
No, it's not even that he wants to make her happy, he loves her. It is an obsession. You fail as a dom if you can't make your submissive happy.
In a healthy dom-sub relationship, the dom doesn't even want to do anything to the sub that doesn't result in some sort of pleasure for the sub. But then beyond that too, and at the end of the day, the submissive is I mean, both parties have their boundaries, both parties have limits and lines, but because the dom is largely the inflictor and the submissive is largely the recipient, the submissive gets to set a lot more of the parameters and boundaries for what is okay and what can go on and what can't go on. And in a good, healthy relationship, it's not like people think, oh, I'm a dom, I'm going to do whatever I want to. No, a responsible dom doesn't do anything to a submissive that's not within their parameters of approved behaviors.
It's that fine line, because, part of their job as a dom is to help the girl or guy become more comfortable in their skin. Exactly. Test the boundaries of what they want to do without breaking it, without violating their trust.
Exactly.
You can't have a good relationship in subdom without massive amounts of trust and knowing the person would never hurt you.
Yep.
And that's the difference. And that's where most of these people don't learn until it's too late, because they don't find discussion groups. They don't find any of this stuff until it's too late. And I'm sorry, anything you're going to find in media and books and stuff about this stuff is so wildly out of line. It's so false. It's so over the top. It's so stereotyped. They're encouraging you to go right into the stuff that is the absolute abusive relationships.
So my fun one recently was during the Army Hammer stuff, when I was talking about the cannibalism. thing. A lot of fun disseminating the information regarding that, and everyone's like, "Oh, Army Hammer's a cannibal." I'm like, "No, Army Hammer fetishes the idea of eating people. There's no evidence to suggest that Army Hammer is actually a cannibal." And then you're putting up all these articles. It's like, "Well, the cannibalism fetish, also known as vor," and I'm like, "Well, that's just flat wrong. Vor and cannibalism are two completely different fetishes. Please don't ask how I know or why I know so much about them. I had very terrible friends in college, but anyway, completely."
Yeah, I can tell you I know way too many things about which fetishes are which. And the thing is, again,
yeah,
the other thing people don't understand.
Really not a lot of crossover. There's really not a lot of crossover between the two of those. So it's just like...
Is the other side of this that people deal with is, and that they don't understand. Those who are survivors, who've been through that kind of abuse, who've been through that kind of stuff, because when a sub-dom relationship goes bad, it goes really bad. It goes medieval torture bad, usually, kind of stuff. And it is horrific. And the thing is, the survivors who come out of those, our coping mechanisms are sardonic, twisted humor, gothic tales, stories of blood and guts and death, and sometimes even writing the very kinds of stories and traumas that we went through in dark erotica and horror. And so there is a point of the coping mechanism for subs who go through that stuff is usually to become almost dark enough in a way that we actually offend most of society, because we have to make light of basically what we went through.
I think that's very reasonable, and it's always hilarious how it's the people who have never even come close to scratching the surface of those levels of trauma who always want to clutch their pearls when someone wants to talk. "Oh, how dare you say those things, talk about those things." And it's like, "Bitch, I lived those things. What's your excuse?"
Every time somebody says that stuff to me, I just point it out, you have no idea, because there's only a few friends who really know, but some of the stuff I've seen and been through in my life, some of it I'm open with on air, and I talk about having been trampled, been through abuse, other stuff. But there's things that very few people have actually heard the details of, and I'm not going to go into them here either, that most people would not handle my life. I'll just put it that way. Flat out. Most people could not handle my life.
Fair enough. Old Media Guy, I think, said this great quote from Cecil Taylor. Someone once asked me if I was gay. I said, "Do you think a three-letter word defines the complexity of my humanity? I avoid the trap of easy definitions." An easy definition.
Damage, man candy in the chat.
I think is so well said. That I think is so well said, though. I think that's how I've always lived my life. I've been tried to put in the trap of labels and boxes my whole entire life. And so from a younger age, I rejected labels, even when it came to sexuality, at a time when the easiest thing in the world was to just say, "Yeah, I'm straight, I like dudes." I would tell people, I don't define, I don't identify, I don't define those things. I like who I like. That's how I define my sexuality. I like whoever I like. And because those things don't matter. Like those things don't exactly, like the Cecil Taylor quote elaborates on, those things don't have any real meaning or value aside from, indicating one certain thing about your preferences. Jeff is always fond of saying, if being gay is the most interesting thing about you, then I don't need to know you. And that's not a knock or a dig at any member of the queer community whatsoever. It's just literally that. Like if your sexuality, if your orientation, the people you like to fuck is the most interesting fact about you, that's your only important identifying factor, then you're not a very interesting person. End of story. Also, hail Demagina and hail Lord Fanacha. What is up to both of you guys? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the party. Glad to see you here. We got off on this somehow from this article about how the BBC is changing, the BBC article about how Body Form is the first brand in the UK that is changing its blue pretend blood with real red, with red colored blood. Zach Blackmore pointed out earlier that your blood is actually blue when it's in your fucking body. So suck a dick, Body Form. You're wrong. So parent company, let's see. Body Form's video campaign, hashtag blood normal, shows a woman in the shower with blood running down her thigh and a man buying sanitary towels.
Oh, good God, fuck yourselves.
We're showing muddy and muddy while doing activities like biking, like bike riding, boxing, and running. With the slogan, "No blood should hold us back," it featured a sanitary towel and a TV advert for the first time.
Can I go fucking and be as bad as SJWs for a sec? Speaking of somebody who's been going through cystic issues and ruptures and shit for years, that fucking shit's almost post-traumatic for me. How about we not put that in TV?
Blood? You don't want to see people just randomly bleeding?
No!
No, that's
Not
not.
unless I make them bleed.
That's
I
not
mean,
something that's comfortable for you. That's not something that you just want to be bombarded with visually when
No!
you're watching a commercial.
No, especially with the shit I've been through.
When you're just watching like your, fucking CW show or whatever the fuck, and you don't want to just be
Okay,
bombarded.
you couldn't pay me to watch CW.
I'm
I'm
just
watching
saying,
Forged
like,
in
you just-
Fire.
I don't mean you. I know you're not going to be, but that's where these ads are running, right? On fucking like CW shows with girls with their fucking ice cream going, oh my God, I relate to these characters so hard. And then you're in the middle of that, you're like, and blood in your face. Like, yeah, I totally want that. Thank you, please.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, this shit. These
Fucking-
people, whoever fucking designed this ad campaign, on behalf of women everywhere, go fuck yourself anally with a red hot rusty poker. Shove it sideways and see how much you like bleeding out your lower region.
Well, Rosetta, nobody cares about your feelings or your actual trauma or your actual relationship with your body because Nyla Ahmed is pretty impressed by the new periods are normal body form advert. It's the first time she's seen actual red liquid poured in a pad in an advert. And let me tell you, do you know how much she has been scarred? Do you know how difficult her life has been, Rosetta? Because she's had to watch blue liquid be absorbed by sanitary napkins her whole life. Rosetta, your actual traumas, the physical things your body has gone through, the horrors you have endured, the experiences you will never be able to dig out of your subconscious mean nothing. Because this woman has had to watch blue liquid be poured onto sanitary napkins her entire life.
How about we just stop having sanitary napkin ads because they're all fucking disgusting anyways and nobody wants to see them, including most women.
Yeah.
Can we do that, please? Just fuck all the whole ads and just drop them all.
Zach Blackfire still wants to know about bow ties, dragons wearing bow ties.
Do you want to explain that to him? Go
Okay.
for it.
So, for those who didn't quite figure out the mystery of the title by now, HBO dropped the new House of the Dragon teaser, which features Matt Smith as the Mad King Viserys. So, Matt Smith, a la Doctor Who, bow ties are cool. Are dragons as cool as bow ties? Well, Rosetta, you took a peek at the trailer, right? What did you think?
Well, I will preface this first with saying that I'm not a Game of Thrones fan. I tend to think the books are a little too pretentious for the modern writing style, but there's good in them. And the show was too much of a whiny soap opera with everybody fucking each other for attention while dragons killed people, basically.
That's pretty.
And I did give it a chance. I just couldn't get into it. He's no Tolkien. He's not the kings of that kind of entertainment. Fucking camera, stop it a sec. I'm trying to bitch and be making points.
Right? It's like
Anyway, fucking hell. But I did watch the trailer and I gave it the chance and stuff. And most of the effects look okay. The problem I had is some of the scenes are, again, there's a difference between dark tinting a scene but having it visible versus it's really difficult to look at and focus on. And that's from somebody light sensitive who too light bothers me too. It was really hard to see it in places really clearly.
What? You're not alone. Like that's not just a you problem as a photosensitive person. Like it was like too white.
It was either too bright in a couple of the scenes and all of it the same colors, or it was too black and all of it the same colors in others. And I had trouble focusing on it, even though the special effects were good overall.
Yeah.
So that threw me off a little bit. But again, the overall of the effects is good. The overall of the story at least sounded like it had some potential for that range of entertainment and the fantasy. Not my thing, but it didn't sound bad compared to the other.
So
does that make sense?
So here's my issue of a little context, since you didn't go through the whole long slogging journey. I agree with you, by the way, wholeheartedly on the TV show. It is a bunch of bullshit soap opera, long drawn out stupid scenes that don't go anywhere, that don't get you anywhere, which is even more frustrating when they're cutting out some of the actually decent parts from the book in order to have a fucking 10-minute Lena Headey Peter Dinklage scene.
To be fair, they just, let's be honest, it's HBO, and as it was always known, Skinamax for a reason. We're always known for going as far to the nude and sex as they could with
God,
everything they
sex
produced.
sells. They're, but to be fair, credit to HBO for being the only fucking brand that still buys 100% into the idea that stuff sells.
I give them that credit, but again, they were always kind of known for that, even when when I was a kid. So you're going to expect them to throw some of the drama in just so they can get more of the sleeping with each other, sex scenes, and people stripping and stuff like that for the.
But I think even beyond the gratuitous sex, though, they were just boring fucking scenes. They're just fucking boring. So the thing is, with the greater overarching, the basis for the story of Game of Thrones is that it's a sort of tumultuous time because they've been ruled for the past however long by this usurper king who took the Iron Throne from the long-time ruling family with the dragons, but they haven't had dragons in hundreds of years, and all this shit. So we're going back in time to just watch those guys. It's like we don't have a story written of this time period, right? But it's like the general history we kind of already know about. It's kind of like, it kind of feels like if George Lucas was like, okay, so instead of the fall of the Republic, we're actually going to make the prequels entirely about how Palpatine became a senator in the first place. We're going to make the entire prequel trilogy about this guy starting out from like an aspirational teenager, working his way through the fucking Senate, and then becoming the senator. And we're going to stop right before he goes full crazy corruption.
Just so people can keep the context when I talk about this stuff, I'm not a nobody to the whole dragon sphere.
Oh, yeah. She was a lover of dragons, just not those. I was just reading Zach Blackfire's hello. But yeah, exactly. And so it's like you're just trying to like picking out a part of Captain Robert April, fucking tell me about it. You're picking out a part of why can't I words right now?
Words now.
A piece of history that just doesn't have a whole lot of compelling stories to tell because we know where everything goes, if that makes sense. It's like these people weren't hinted at enough in the books. It's like, okay, Harry Potter, if they were to make a Marauders movie, or a show or spinoff or whatnot, they want you to do it well or do it right with, Mooney, Padfoot, so Sirius Black, James Potter, Wormtail, and Lupin. That's something, okay, we've seen a little bit of these characters. We've seen a flashback of them as younger people. We've heard references of their younger selves. So there's a payoff in going to their younger selves and watching them hang out and do stuff. We're going to see these moments paid off. There's no payoff in going back in time and seeing these characters that we don't really have that much context for, that we don't really care that much about, and where we already know exactly where their history is going, So it's like you created this giant world, and the story that you're jumping into is the most boring possible one in this world.
Side note, just have a little fun here. Press 1 in chat to keep looking at the dragon. Press 2 in chat for me to pop back out and have my cleavage on camera again.
1 for dragon, 2 for tits. Those are your choices.
And no, we don't have a 3 for dragon tits.
No dragon tits. Sorry, we cannot accommodate that particular choice today. However, submit your requests. And just like body form, we may change our period blood from blue to red to make sure that women understand that their blood is red. So when they see a commercial, they don't get confused and think they're being sold a product to help them lap up all of their Pepsi Blue.
Hex, I told you there's no 3 for dragon tits.
He picked it anyway. You knew he was going to. Come on. Zach Blackfire does think Matt Smith makes it better. Now, that's something I would like to solicit chat opinions on. And Rosetta, are you a Doctor Who fan at all?
Not much. When it came to sci-fi, most of what I was into was the stuff that was more
foot in fantasy.
The things that incorporated at least some of mythology, with basically the exception was more Star Trek was my intellectual one.
That makes sense. I'm just asking, because now I didn't even remember the train of thought because I'm busy trying to calculate if people wanted dragons or tits.
Mhm.
But oh yeah. So okay, Matt Smith. So he's so you don't have a frame of reference for him as the doctor because he was a very beloved doctor. Tennant is still my favorite. The Matt Smith did grow on me, and he's great. He's phenomenal. He brings great energy to it. So I'm trying to decide if having Matt Smith on board for a show like this makes me more intrigued, or if I really think it's a good fit for his type. I guess it was just. I guess I do think Matt Smith in it makes it more compelling. However, we're pretty evenly split. I think the scales
You've
are.
got some scalies in your chat. They want dragon tits.
They really want the dragon tits is what they want. But I do think that we are slightly in the majority of tits right now. We do have a tit.
Let's just slide this to the side a little bit. See if I can keep it a little in the camera.
Hey, Price is Right review. What's good? It's good to see you here. It has been a while. It has been a while indeed.
There, at least you still got the dragon face next to the tits.
There you go.
As close as you get to dragon tits.
Close enough to dragon tits. So what I think needs to happen then is that somebody we know must be able to draw dragons well. Is that
I'm still struggling with drawing them. I'm actually right now learning to draw phoenixes.
Oh, sure, but I'm just saying, you know, 1,000,001 artists. I know 1,000,001 artists. Somebody we know draws dragons well. So
if you can find somebody to draw some dragons, I will paint the details into the drawings.
So we're just gonna have to get some dragon tits commissioned. That's all.
Okay, so I need to talk to some of my freakier friends and
what?
Get them to do some scaly perverted ones.
The Price is Right review says was diagnosed with lymphoma cancer off YouTube, but it's good to be back. It's good to have you back. Holy shit, are you okay? And what can we do for you? It is excellent to see you here. I'm sorry, I had no idea, why you had been absent, but I'm so distraught to hear that, and thrilled that you're back in here, and obviously alive as a result. Zach Blackfire is like. I think he actually is just having an orgasm to the idea of dragon boobs, by the way.
It actually is a thing. It's in the same realm as furries. It's called scalies, and it's literally those into snakes, dragons, and stuff like that as sexual characters.
There you go.
Sorry. There's something about me that I know this shit, I swear.
There you go. So it's like furries, but they don't have fur. So scalies. But yeah, Price Right review. Good to see you here. Good to have you here. Albatross says beggars can't be choosers in regards to the tits.
Captain Robert, yikes! I don't know if that was to the cancer or the dragon tits scalies.
Maybe a little bit of both. Oh, Philip Booty says, "Ooh, dragon! I'm making a dragon after Clip Clop." So have you heard about Clip Clop yet, Rosetta?
I'm not sure.
Clip Clop is the leather unicorn mask that Philip Booty is working on for me.
Okay.
It's black with gold trim.
I tell people basically the regard to deviant art is the people mostly. There are some good artists there, but mostly it's the ones who are like 18, 19, just learning their artwork, and they're doing very rudimentary, pervy stuff, and they don't know what other sites there are. So,
deviant art is great because it caters to fetishes. If you have a weird...
not anymore. They changed the terms, and if you actually go there, they are claiming ownership of anything you post there.
Yeah, weird. That's icky.
Which means if you post it there, they can claim ownership of it and produce it and sell it without your permission.
That is fucked up. YouTube did that too, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. That was a term service update that was earlier this year, I think. YouTube did that too.
Yeah, which is why I make all my stuff way too inappropriate for them to try to profit off.
Right. It's like, sorry. I'm just like, screw you guys. You don't like me anyway, so y'all can fuck yourselves and die. But thank you, Phil Booty. Thank you so much for the super chat and for being here. It was great to catch you on 17 Live earlier, too. Guys, like I keep saying, 17 Live is this wonderful place where I'm streaming most of the time. Had a lot of fun chats tonight. Doing a lot of music over there as well. And you should go subscribe.
This is one of my other recent finished drawings. So just some butt.
Booty.
Shameless booty.
Also, guys, I'm starting a fencing club, and I'm going to change the world with it. So help. You can help today by
Kai, you freaking bastard! Don't even pretend you don't know who I am, you asshole.
There he
Fuck
is.
you,
Guys.
you fucking asshole.
I was just talking about you earlier, saying that because was it Captain Robert Abel? Were you the one with the swords who was like, "Oh, we got to spar"? And I was saying, you were just saying, but the opposite, no sand swords, and how everyone needs to smack down a little bit. But yes, but yeah, I owe you a message back. I've been working towards getting my fencing club up and running.
I'm gonna keep showing this off all night because I'm really proud.
That one's awesome.
I love this one. This was sad as I picked this up on one of the streams I was on the other night, and who did I model this after? And they look over and go, "Yourself?" I was like, "No."
That's a nice goblin.
Although then again, both of them were kind of heroes of mine. That some of my style and my clothing and personality did kind of dip into, so I can see why they would say that. You know.
Sorry, that look is because Shit Pancake is like trying to fight Jane. Like
there is one other thing with the merch stuff, which is it was a cross of Jessica Rabbit and Morticia Adams albatross.
Rosetta, I think Shit Pancake is humping Jane. Are you trying to be the dominant one? Yeah, fuck you. I got it. I just
anybody who wants these with a handwritten thank you, contact me through PayPal, and for $15 and a couple for ship, you can get the 5 fancy vinyl stickers, which I'll have my signature in the thing, and I'll send a little note thank you with them.
And guys, that by the way, that link I just posted is for Rosetta's merch store. In case you missed it, that link is also in the description below. So if you want to check out all of her awesome art and get it, she has awesome. She has pieces too that were drawn by wonderful other people. Wonderful. You need to use better. You need to get better.
So far, the ones on there that were drawn by somebody else and colored by me is the set by Machini 90.
Okay, so he's the only one.
I will have the set that Hex Allen did on that site soon, along with the one that Luke Corwitz did.
Great. So, so that's
one.
a great thing. In addition to just getting an original artist, original pieces, you're getting original photography. You're getting collaborative pieces where she works with other artists to help promote and bring their work to the community. For the dragon, Phil Booty. Green or red for the dragon? Ooh.
This is the one of the ones that Luke did. These are going to be some of the ones up on there soon.
That's really great.
I'm working on the colors on these now, so his will be up soon.
Yeah, it's so cool because then it's like you get all these different styles. Shit Pancake, what the fuck? I saw you do that. I watched you rape your brother. Shit Pancake just raped his brother. Like, that happened. Like, he just went over to Jane. Jane was lying on the ground, and he just grabbed, like, bit his scruff and started, like humping him.
So is this when we tell the people in churches to remember that gay animals do exist? I mean, and incest is a thing? I mean,
it's not clear to me. It's not clear at this point if this is a confused sexual awakening thing or if this was a dominance thing. I suspect it may have been the latter because he's giving me this, like, weird, he's, like, looking like, yeah, did that. What? And I'm like, red with gold trim or green with gold trim? Well,
red and gold goes very good with dragons, especially with some black added. I'm just saying.
I think I do think a red with gold would look pretty badass for a dragon. So, and we do have a thing.
When I got this thing, when I bought this, I found it. They just cast it. It's a specialized type of resin. They just cast it with black resin. And so it had little bits of whitish spots as the only shading and shadows it had at all. But it was just this matte black. You couldn't even fucking tell the details. Like, you know, the fact that the claws are digging into the castle here or the tails through it and broke parts of it and stuff. You couldn't see any of that because it was all the same color. So I came through, you know, highlighted the cracks and the breaks and the tail damage through it and stuff like that to really bring it out.
Really fantastic. I mean, really, really beautifully done. Zach Blackfire, shout out to you, by the way. I just want to put it out there that, like, Zach Blackfire has been announcing his intoxication all stream. It's been on heavy display.
If you're that drunk, then you're like, what is drunk shopping is a thing? Get on my merch store. I mean,
no, but so in after all of that, though, The second the Price is Right review came in here and mentioned, why he's been away, Zach Blackfire is like fucking typing sentences out, be like, dude, here, try these forums, like trying to help. Dude, I fucking love you, Zach Blackfire. You are the man. You're such a good guy.
And yet, all I want to do is say, drink a little more and then go drug shop on my merch store, please.
Lots of tips. Highly recommend. Get drunk, go to Rosetta's store, and be like, I want those tits and those tits and those tits and those tits. There's lots of tits for you. Tits for you. Tits for you. I personally am not a giant tit fan because I'm not. And that's okay. But I support tit love. I heavily support tit love.
Whereas I add bigger and bigger tits to every character I draw and create.
Price review.
That is my self-insert.
I'm glad the VA is taking care of you and that you're covered. Price is Right review because that's fucking scary, and I'm glad at least that's not a part you have to worry about. Right, Pancake, you fucking rapist. You fucking creep, you. He's just like all weird now. He's just like, won't look at me. Now he's looking away. He was staring right at me. Now that I'm looking at him, he's looking away. And I'm just like, I'm uncomfortable now because Jane, I thought was the dominant one in our whole crew, all four of them. And he just laid there and took it. And eventually just turned over and was like, what are you doing? Stop. And now they're just laying there, like facing opposite ways, but like next to each other. Jane is just sleeping. Pancake's just staring off, like his eyes are closed, but he's just like, his head's just up, like he's all self-satisfied. June Wong, at this particular moment in time, I'm specifically talking about the fact that Pancake just went over and like bit Jane's scruff and started sort of low-key humping him. Like the air near his belly. He didn't get all full in there. He just like sort of did this weird like twitch dance like around his butt. And it was bizarre. Hi, Pancake. I'm a little uncomfortable by you right now, buddy. He's just like, why? What did I do? Don't say that, Mom. Just love her.
I think I would rather watch Ornery and Athena try to, anally attack each other than having my eye get scratched again.
Fair enough. It was just so strange because he just kept doing. He just bit him down, and it was the same little butt twitch. That's when because his tail was doing the same little tail twitch he does when we call it spurging out when he really wants his treats. He just like his butt will start like dancing back and forth, and his tail will start twitching because he's like, ugh. So his tail was doing the twitch, and his little hips were doing the like little like thrusting motion. Yeah.
I love when a guy is making.
Yeah. So apparently she didn't
anyway.
Yeah, Jane just rolled right over. Jane just like, whatever. This was boring. This was not even a good rape. If you are going to rape me, at least rape me good, so I can have something to write home about. This was just barely enough to roll over for. That is whatchamacallit? That is Jane. That is Jane for you. Jane will have his own channel.
That completely, I think, fucking threw us both off of our conversation.
Oh, the cat rape?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, what is happening in my house? Old school Jeremy's cats are weird. Don't I fucking know it, dude? Don't I fucking know it? No one knows it more than me. Adega Outlaw says, good evening. Oh, the goodest of evenings to you too, Adega Outlaw.
But I mean, no, so that's the thing is, yeah, and if anybody does actually want the ones that I only had printed in a few dozen and are being custom done as orders, that's contact me on Twitter. We do it through PayPal for those.
So David, strange but cute is a really good way to describe my cats. They are immeasurably strange, but ridiculously cute.
Speaking of which, 1 second here. You keep talking. I'll be right back.
They all have their individual little quirks. Like Han, his whole thing, he's got to go on the porch, but he's like, he doesn't just want to be meows obsessively. Philibooty, I feel red with gold trim. I feel like that's the way to go. I think that's just going to look badass. Although, I don't think you really go wrong. Like a nice, I'm picturing them both, like a green with gold would look just as badass. So I think it's going to be a personal preference one. Leaning towards red with gold because I just think that's a great dragon, scheme, but I don't think green with gold is any much lesser. So,
No, I was saying go for the red with gold, but if you do that to really bring out the red undertones, you use a little bit of black and go for that black and dried blood kind of old aged
so
look
you'd be working
underneath.
specifically with just leather pieces, dyeing leather pieces, and then using the stitching. So you'd really probably be married to two tones, unless I guess. Would you ever have the option, like I guess obviously you could use two different colors and stitching on different parts to get some of those different highlights. That might be Kitty.
Athena, say hi.
Hi,
She's
Athena.
Like, I want
Hello.
to climb your arm and get attention.
Oh, hi, Kitty. Oh, what's up? She's like, yeah. Baby Outlaw has returned just in time for the kitty. Hi, Athena.
Kitty.
Oh.
She's got such tiny paws for how huge her claws are. They just don't make sense for most cats.
Oh.
She's got like the smallest paws ever, but she's got these claws that are like full, like not even feral, but wildcat and really long claws.
Ooh. Are you able to trim them at all?
Oh yeah, I trim her claws a lot. They're still freaking psychos. And then there's the other one. Athena, down a sec, baby. Okay, fine. Over onto this arm then.
Last time when Jane was badly
onto this arm. Onto this arm. Okay, here we go, Orny.
Oh.
I know you two don't like being close to each other.
Japan, did you hear that? Hear that sound? He's like, I heard it. You guys heard it.
Here, hon, be nice. Turn on the light a sec. Orny, shut up, baby. Here's my crazy family in a nutshell.
What a lovely family it is. It is a beautiful, beautiful family.
Yeah, Ornery's still all week since that happened. She can't hardly look at me. Once.
Precious. Yeah, last time Jane's claws needed cutting, he just reached out and like just put the nail through my skin. It was funny. Rosetta's cats are cute. Spanky, you want to come over here? Make an appearance. Come on. Come on. Show everyone how crappy you are.
Dina. You don't need to turn that back off. I didn't say you.
I wore a snake necklace once. My friend had a pet snake, and I wore her as a necklace. She was lovely. Her name was Margot. All right. I have 3 cats in my visual periphery right now, and not a single one of them is in grabbing distance. Come on, Jane. You are almost in grabbing distance.
Once he hands me Athena, it's hard to get her back off me because she'll cling to my arm for hours just trying to get attention.
Here is
remember Jane. That scared, skittish cat that didn't want to be picked up or held when I first got her?
Yeah. Look at how far she's come.
Uh-huh.
Here is Jane of my soul, of my soul, of my soul. And he of your sword and of mine and of our souls. Immutable soul
Thank
of
you,
Jane.
darling. I love you.
Immutable soul of Jane Little.
Why do I always feel like if I say I love you, you're going to have ideas?
Because it's an
Quit
invitation.
blowing down my boobs.
Speaking, are you getting jealous that I'm taking your boyfriend? Huh? Oh, Jane, it is okay. You will not be raped again, probably. But maybe you will be. Look at this horrified face. Look how horrified Jane is.
Nina.
So horrified. Resting horrified face.
When I got this kitty, those idiots at the shelter tried to name her Peaches.
So, Zach, if you want him to contact you, you're going to have to give him away too, since you don't have Twitter. I love you, Zach. He's like, contact me. And then Price writes, all right, see my Twitter. And Zach's like, I don't have Twitter. So
then I sat down with this crazy kitty. And I went, you're not keeping that name. That name sucks. So then I just started saying the names of different goddesses and warriors of the past for females. And when she liked one of them, that was the one she kept. And so she's Athena.
Well, you're Pancake, the fucking rapist. Captain Robert April gets it.
Apparently, I freaked out
the
group the other night because I was going over. I was going over my notes on different mythology stuff, trying to come up with some character sets to do of lesser known goddesses and stuff like that as in the effects. So I was going through like rare goddesses, these statues and artwork that was done of them in the old days, so I could try to do like my drawing rendition of one of the statues or something. And they're sitting there talking to me about mythology on the stream while I'm doing it, and I'm going, so okay, I've gone over all my notes, and you guys want to know how many Greek goddesses that I found the information on in my stuff that I've researched over the years? And they're like, 40, 60, just under 300.
Wow.
And you can just see their eyes go, holy fuck, there's actually that many. And then they're like, okay, you're hardcore. I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
So I have I've already thought of a set I'm going to do, and it's a twisted one because one of the goddess sets in Greek mythology is the Healing Sisters, which is 5 sisters that are different goddesses of healing things, and that their names are where words like hygiene and pancreas and stuff came from, actually.
Mm.
And it's like, I could do that because they're supposed to be, healers. They're supposed to have that nurse quality to them. And it wouldn't be too hard to do kind of a pretty nurse goddess thing with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But how many people actually know about stuff like that? So that would be a cool one to do just because most people don't know it.
I agree. I always think that's great. Like, people talk about, we're so not creative, and so there's no new stories to tell. I'm like, okay, maybe that's true. I don't think it is, but there are also so many old stories that we don't tell anymore. Pancake, no.
Albatross, I think that was a joke, probably, but there actually were several goddesses that were in charge of helping to instigate sexual activities and contact and stuff like that. And I have the list in my stuff on the computer here.
Albatross, the closest one though to the god of orgies would just be Bacchus, if you want to go for your big pantheon, your main pantheon. Bacchus, or what's his face? What's his Roman name? Why am I blanking on Bacchus's Roman name?
Because names are the place that's easy to blank on, for me at least.
Bacchus is the Greek. The Dionysus. Pancake, get down and stop knocking stuff down. Bad boy.
Athena, take your paw out of my bra.
So Bacchus, he's the god of wine, and so he is the one. So the Bacchanalia was the Greek festival, like the big orgy festival. That was their big holiday, where like spring festival where you went fucking crazy. So Bacchus.
Zach, get in my merch shop now, Zach. Now that you're drunker again.
Actually, that is a thing too. Bacchus would be one of your great choices for that.
Let me pull this freaking list up a sec and show you how freaking psycho this goes. 1 second here. I have to remember where I fucking saved it here. Oh god, where did I put it? I have too many files on this fucking computer, I swear. Okay, Greek goddesses. Just goddesses. And the thing is, while I do this list, and I'm coming up with my characters for my sketches, fucking fucker, fuckity fuck. Sorry. I'm also creating this with it, which is all the goddesses alphabetically.
By the way, Captain
their name, their relations, their lines, what they're the goddess of and stuff, along with their alternate names and stuff. I'm working on the list of. So it's just started, but they're all going to be cataloged in here with all that base information to look up alphabetically.
All right, I was trying to respond to Captain Robert April. I was trying to tell you earlier, Captain Robert April, was that I don't know if you know this, but Pancake's name used to be Mal. So they're Mal and Jane. But and Pancake was too bad. He aimed to misbehave too many times, and so he earned the name Pancake, and now it's stuck. So that's Pancake. Yeah. Athena's just thinking of the audience. Ha! Trying to expose the titties. Yep. She's like, I know what you want. Boom! I'll do what you want. Live vicariously through me. Titty paw. Titty paw. Titty paw. That sounds like a weird, like, indie screamo band. Titty paw.
Can I point out that I have had now 4 cats in a row that are obsessed with trying to literally sit in or sleep inside my bra?
Yes, Zach Blackfire. It is Dionysus, by the way. You're right. One of my cats, which one was it, Jane or Mel or she Pancake? One of them was obsessed with tits when they were a kitten. They're like, if you had a rack, he would just lie on top of it when he was a kitten. That was like his only bed. That was, yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's probably the soft. It's just like a nice little pillow for them, right? Hello.
Because of course there's Hedona, which is goddess of pleasure.
There you go. She Pancake, no.
Everyone knows Aphrodite, who just plain out goddess for lust. Eos is supposed to be the goddess who connects sex and lust and actually helps make people give in to their urges. So there is her. I always forget how to pronounce that one. It's a longer H name, but there's one that's literally like a god of sweet talk and flattery and getting into women's pants, basically. I mean, and it goes without saying that the god for marriage and purity was the basis of the word hymen.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Good old. Oh, thanks, Albatross. A few bucks for answering my question. Well, we are here. We live to serve.
And I'm a history nerd. Big time.
There you go. It's a good answer. But yeah. Dude, no, I love mythology too. That's one of my I used to be really, really into the Roman history, a lot of mythology. Bye, Phil. Take care. We're almost at our 2-hour mark.
Speaking of Phil, there's always dealing with Philatides, who is rumored that they couldn't tell if it was a god of sex or a demon of pleasure or what.
The real Philatides, not the Disneyfied version, which should have been Charon, the hero trainer.
Can I point out, I didn't even like the Hercules show because it wasn't close enough to the mythology. And then there was
the hero trainer is not Philoctetes, and Philoctetes is not a fucking satyr, so stop. Or wait, the hero trainer wasn't.
If we want to get honest with it, Hercules in that spelling is not the son of Zeus. Anyways, that's the Roman spelling of his equivalent. It's Heracles in Greek.
True.
So I mean, you want to be accurate.
You're not even using you're mixing pantheons.
So. And none of the stuff, none of it has used it correct. They always use Hercules as the son of Zeus, and he's not.
Yeah. Nope. Heracles, different.
The reason why it's important is because the reason it was Heracles and not Hercules is because literally he was the bastard son of Zeus, who Zeus gave the name of his wife in order to try to keep her from killing him.
Yep, that was an very important plot point.
So yeah, because Zeus was a fucking manho who banged every earth chick he could manipulate into banging him.
Mm-hmm. See, when you want that one, Captain Robert April, then you just go, take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me.
Now I'm going off camera for about a minute or two so I can do the fucking eye drop so my eye doesn't puff back up.
Actually, Rosetta, what I was going to say is we are getting close to that 2-hour mark, which is the longest I ever stream anyway. And it is getting late over here. It's very late over there. And I still have work to do before I do more work tomorrow. And work. So
we're going to have to wrap up here, aren't we?
Yeah, unfortunately. Blame Rookie Critic. I promised I would have him his scenes by tonight. And
you need to have me back on sooner again next time because I miss you too fucking much all the time.
I miss you, Joe. But yeah, no, and so most of my streams lately are nice like this too because they're just a nice tight 90 minutes to 2 hours. But yeah, no, but we'll definitely do this again soon. Keep you on as one of my Tuesday regs.
Oh god, that went straight into rambling on mythology like the good little nerd that I am. But
I loved it. That was
I have the list here. I'm already starting, and I'm
honestly right before we got on this mythology topic. I'm sitting here and I'm going like, we got the cats and this, but we're sort of like, I even though I'm like, all right, we're right in that time window where I usually end, but I like to end with like, all right, end a thing, and we're done and out. And so I was like, oh, and then you had this, and we got to answer questions, and we got to. Oh, that's why I asked the question about the
Aseo.
Here we go. So
Agia, ISO, Hygienia, and
but-
Pancreta.
Here, let me. All right, I can
The
spell
goddesses of
very
healing.
nicely.
And I'm not good with the pronunciations. I can remember to spell them, but when I try to pronounce them, I fuck it up because of my speech issues and my fucked up lip here. But
yeah, no, Bacchus. Actually, my school once did a Bacchanalia party, and it was insane. Actually, my class. That's what it was. I took a class in it was called Carnival. The entire class was learning. The first half of the class was learning the history of Carnival and its traditions in different countries, how it spread to different countries. Morning, Dr. Alex. And the culmination, you would have fucking loved this, Rosetta. The culmination of the Carnival class was putting on our own Carnival. And so we decided, okay, well, what are we going to base it on? Let's base it on something, on some actual tradition. It's going to be in the springtime. So we decided to make it a tradition. What are some of your traditional late spring, April style festivals? Bacchanalia. So we decided to do a tradition, well, not tradition, but we decided to incorporate traditional elements of a Bacchanalia into our Carnival. I believe some chick was nakedly carried in a bathtub around campus as part of our parade. But yeah, it was wild. It was wild.
Since we are wrapping up here, I'm going to throw back up this a second and realize this will be on the merch store soon, but because I'm doing everything in sets of 5 or more, I have the set I'm already designing, and I thought I would introduce that. I'm creating 3 sets of Halloween characters, which will be up over the next couple weeks. The first crossover, of course, being Morticia, Jessica Rabbit. The next one I'm going to do is going to go to classic pinups, and I'm going to create a gothic rendition combining Betty Page and Rita Hayworth.
Nice.
I'm going to try to do a gothic Poison Ivy with Hedy Lamarr as a design.
Nice.
I was going really twisted with the redheads, and I'm going to actually try to combine Lucy with the Thori. And of course, because you have to have it, because I already dealt with the Addams family and stuff, and you have to have the classics. Let's take Wednesday Addams and combine her with fucking Tiger Lily.
I love that one. That'd be great.
And this set is what I'm working on right now, and I'm trying to get this done to put up on the merch shop this weekend.
So Captain Robert April, everything at my college was an excuse for people to get naked. That was how my college works. Thunderstorms, people just tore off all their clothes.
Good boy old school. Anybody who quotes Mel Brooks gets points with me. Anyway, because I am a Mel Brooks addict.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, my favorite Halloween movie, while I love Young Frankenstein and I watch that every year with my husband, my favorite Halloween movie for the Mel Brooks stuff is actually to watch High Anxiety, and I recommend it to most people because it is fucking demented. The entire movie is spoofing all these different Hitchcock movies to a really twisted tale about it. It's the whole thing set in a psych ward and dealing with all these Hitchcock movies and spoofs and stuff. And when you have Cloris Leachman as one of the villains in a psychological thriller in a nut house, yeah, check it. It's funny, and it is twisted.
Before we go, since Dr. Alex did just pop in here, I do have this. This is his book, one of his many now. And you can also check out his channel with that. I found will read it. So this, for those Doctor Who fans who are out there who were not super impressed with the direction they took season 12 and beyond, Alex gives you an alternative. As you see Alexander Leaf's name right there. You can buy these on Amazon. You can also go to his channel and hear him read them out loud in his phenomenal doctor voice. And actually, I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but I'm sure I'll send it to you soon. So what he does is he makes videos of each of these chapters where he reads them aloud, and sometimes gets guests to be characters. So there's a chapter in this book that features a couple, a villager husband and wife, running a store on a planet with aliens like they do. And you will hear when you get to this chapter that they will be voiced by none other than yours truly, me and Jeff. So we've contributed our voices to these. If you are looking for some solid Doctor Who content, now this guy, he's not just any old schmo, right? He's the Doctor, reading the Doctor by the Doctor. This guy wrote authorized Doctor Who stories back in the day. You can actually get a collection of those as well on Amazon.
Raw sketch.
Nice.
This is the starting of the next one. This will be the Sleeping Beauty one I do at the end. It's going to be done with the Gothic lace and stuff. Designed after, because Within Temptation was mentioned earlier. This, I'm doing a Sleeping Beauty rendition that's a remake of the cover art that Sharon did for the intro album. So
anyway, as I was saying, everyone go buy Alex's book. But,
cool. Just to stick that up real quick, just because I'm crazy and that was mentioned earlier. And Dr. Alex wins points because he knows high anxiety. And again, I am a Mel Brooks addict to the extreme. I have everything he's ever done.
Nice.
And anyway.
What's up, party people? Barry Betson, what is up is night. So you've actually caught us right at the tail end of the stream. Rosetta, in addition to this wonderful merch store, let me post the link of that again in case you guys didn't catch it. It is in the description below, so you guys can catch any of this awesome merchandise on there. She worked her ass off to make all this wonderful stuff, so appreciate it and support it. Bam, there that is. Rosetta, anything else you want to tell the lovely people of the internet before we say goodnight?
Well, it's always a pleasure to come back here and bullshit with my friend and have a little fun and to support and talk to the people that I care about and interact with people. I always tell people to support everyone you can and fuck the drama, fuck people's opinions, other stuff. Do what you desire is push and do artwork. For fuck's sakes, if I can do this stuff with all my medical issues, keep trying. You'll get there.
Hell yeah. Exactly. Rosetta don't stop, Rosetta don't quit. And if she can keep going and get every day, because man, you don't even know the half of it. I have the pleasure of being Rosetta's friend in my private life as well. And in addition to all the lovely, crazy, very lewd things she sends me all the time, I am privy to some of the additional struggles that you guys don't even hear about. And what she does every day, though, is get the fuck up and go to work and do her shit over and over. And that's admirable. And so I love you, Rosetta. I love having you on because I just think it's so inspiring to, every time you're here, you're always working on something. You always got stuff to show, and you always got people you're working on it with too. I think it's just some of the best people.
Side note on that one, I'm really literally doing the very final proofreading, re-edits and stuff on the book. It needs to be launched. It's literally just waiting for Steve to go through and fill out all the stuff I can't on the page to get it ready to launch, which hopefully will be soon, as long as he can get a fucking day off from all of his work shit and the long shifts they've got him on.
Well,
so the Eagles should be very, very soon.
Eagles are coming. Eagles are coming. But for now, there's tons of. And if you're hungry for eagles, there are 5 different beautiful eagle prints on the merch store, including the one we were looking at earlier. That Rosetta is one of the very first ones she ever took. That as part of starting all of this. So, wonderful, wonderful to have my good friend Rosetta back here to share with everybody out there. I know most of you guys are familiar with her, already know and love her. If you don't, obviously make sure you check her out. And if you haven't bought her merch, which it's only a couple of weeks, you should go. I think it's actually like I'm too drunk for this, and yet it's been the best mod all night. It's like buy stuff, Bob. Dude, you are the best mod. Thank you. I mean, not knocking any of the other ones. You guys are great too. But thank you guys, everyone. Just go check out all of those things. I have all my links. You can find me on 17 Live all of the time. You can find me in the Matriarchy tomorrow. Make sure you're on the Go mailing list for my fencing club as well.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, Hex!
Alrighty. Well, on that note, Hex Allen, enjoy your pants and whatever is going on with you. And until next time, God Empress,